This deck is so incredible. I've gone almost undefeated for the entirety of the Limit 1 Festival. Let's check it out. What's going on YouTube? My name is Nick from Nicktacula Plays, and welcome to the start of a lot of awesome Yu-Gi-Oh content that you guys are going to start seeing on this channel. Today we're going to be checking out my Fossil Fusion deck, which I have been dominating with in the Limit 1 Festival. Pretty much any deck I've come across, I've been able to overcome, except for it's only lost 4 times, and all 4 times my opponent opened up with Maxi and a bunch of hand traps. And honestly, if this isn't evidence enough why Maxi should be banned, then really I don't know what it's going to take. However, if this sounds pretty good to you, make sure you like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you'll always be kept up to date when new videos drop. Let's check out the Fossil Fusion deck. Alright guys, this is the Limit 1 Fossil deck that I've been using, channeling my inner Jim Cook, as Jim is awesome, and the Fossil monsters are pretty damn cool too. I mean, how can an Aussie not like a fellow Aussie in the show? I'm biased, but I don't care. So let me give you guys a rundown on how the basics of this deck work. The core to this deck is essentially the Adamanticators. Adamanticator is known very well for being quite a very strong engine, very strong at going into synchro monsters as that's part of their archetype as well. And we utilize that here as a core to enable us to go into our bigger boss monsters and extend, and then obviously use Fossil Fusion to banish monsters from our opponent's graveyard. So we remove resources from their graveyard while getting out some big bad boys on our side of the field. So the main Adamanticator monsters are, of course, the Seeker, Researcher, and the Analyzer. Those are the 3 tuner monsters that the archetype has, and you want to see these cards as much as possible. We also are running the 3 different crystals as well. When they're special summoned off the effects of the other 3, you can recycle from the graveyard, place a card from the deck to the top of the deck, or in the case of the Crystal Dragtite, you get to just freely draw a card. So you really want to see these cards a lot, and obviously special summoning the crystals off the effects as well, because you want to get that value. We're also running a lot of just generic like Earth Rock support in the deck, as we do need it. It is Limit 1 Festival, so we're only getting 1 of every card, so we need all the help we can get. But a lot of the monsters that we do have for the generic Earth support are fantastic. And as a little bit of a sprinkling of fun, we're actually running the 1-card Sus engines. We're running Nemesis Corridor, as this deck does involve banishing a bunch of monsters through the use of Block Dragon, which is the best Earth Rock monster support that's ever been printed, which is why it's banned in the TCG. And of course, Corridor can return a banished monster to the deck, and then Sus can just be special summoned by tributing a Thunder monster that used its effect. So very easy to get out, and you can lock your opponent out from a lot of their combos. This deck is very, very flexible and versatile because of the Adamanticators and how they just easily flex into the synchros and how that extends. This deck is fantastic, and I'm going to showcase to you guys it now. Let's go. Oh, that is a wonderful hand. The Revival Golem, not ideal to see, but nevertheless, it is still fantastic. A nice little T set from our opponent. That works. Let's draw. Oh, the Seeker as well. This is all over. We're going to special summon our Analyzer. And we're going to special summon him in defense. Now we're going to normal summon our Guardian. Now this is our little insurance policy, in case a monster effect activates. Let's activate our Analyzer. Come on, hit one thing. Come on. Ugh. That is well and truly fine, because what we're going to do is we're just going to Raigeki. We're going to see what our opponent has on that face down. Cyberdarks. Alright, he's dumped the edge. That's cool. That's fine. Now we're going to activate Seeker. Put him in defense. Oh, wow. Supplier is huge. So now we can go into Chaos Ruler here to mill 5, and then go into our Baron. Yeah, no matter what, we'll be able to get good value off of this. Solemn Judgment. Wow. Okay. We've already used the Analyzer's effect, so instead we're actually going to use our... we're just going to Monster Reborn our supplier. Bring him back. And then we're actually going to go into our Coral Dragon. We draw Researcher. Wow. That would be crazy. All right, let's go here. Let's get the Baron. Draw one. Actually, I think I think I messed up there. I think the Coral Dragon and the Guardian was game. That was what, 2400 and 1900? Yeah, no, that would have been game. That would have been game. Well, listen, doing math is very hard, okay? All right, so Keel goes off. Oh. Oh, Cyber Pharos. That card's kind of awesome. Okay, well, let's use Baron's effect. Let's pop the face down card. Called by the Grave. And what will you be banishing from my graveyard? The Chaos Ruler? I think our opponent forgot that they negated the summon. Oh well. That's fine. Let's bring out our lovely Rocky boy. We're going to banish the Guardian, the Supplier, and the Seeker from our graveyard. And then summon our Block Dragon. There we go. Baron will attack over the Cyber Pharos. Block Dragon! Throw some Lego bricks. Wonderful. Our opponent wants to make us go first. Let's put up a rock hard wall and see if they can break through it. Ooh, opening Fossil Fusion. That is amazing. All right, I think the best thing we can do here... Ooh, actually, Ooh. There's a couple things we can do. So, in this instance, normal summoning the Doki Doki is going to be incredible because we can discard the Seeker. Oh, of course, the Ash Blossom. That is unfortunate. I was hoping to add a special summon the Researcher off of that. But instead, we'll just Monster Reborn back our Seeker to the field. That way we can still trigger its effect. So in a way, we did have to waste the Monster Reborn, but at least we got through our opponent's Ash. And we'll get a great special summon. So we're going to go with, I think in this case, we're actually going to go for our Shell Knight. Oh, yes. Yes, we will. Yes, we will. Bring the Shell Knight out. Put these back at the bottom of the deck. Now we can special summon into our Rapture Coral Dragon. Yes, our Coral Dragon. We're able to get a draw one off the Coral Dragon and then synchro into our Chaos Ruler. Chaos Ruler, dump it to the graveyard. All right, let's go Chaos Ruler Chainlink 1 and the Coral Dragon Chainlink 2. So we can just draw before we mill. Maybe we'll get lucky and draw something that we don't want to mill. That's fine, that works. Upstart the Researcher and the Roxy's and the Hydralander. Well, do get to add the Hydralander to our hand. This card is incredible because... And we can already summon it too. For a format where there's only one of every card in your deck, and Hydralander, for those that don't know, this card requires you to have only monsters with different names in your graveyard, and at least 5 of them to special summon. So the fact that we've got this format, this card is amazing, especially in this deck where we're sending a lot of cards to our graveyard. So we're actually going to hold on to the Hydralander for next turn as a follow-up. We are going to set the Solemn Strike, but we're going to wait to see what our opponent does next turn. And hopefully they don't do too much to break our board, and then we'll be we'll do some decent damage to them. If they actually do manage to get rid of the Chaos Ruler, we will be able to use the Chaos Ruler for Fossil Fusion to go into our Skull King or our Skull Convoy. So once we get those cards out, those are going to do some massive damage. And Kaiju off the top. Okay, so MST and a Kaiju gone. What can our opponent do next? Zeus. Well, bringing Zeus to the party. Okay. They're probably gonna Xyz climb up. I'd say keep on stacking materials. Yep.
20 minutes later.
Off the top, Dragite. So we're going to actually normal summon our Drag type. Sorry, Dragite. I'm going to burn some of the Zeus material by using our Reviver, targeting the Zeus as well. Our opponent will discard Detach 2, trigger the effect. Zeus gets put face down, and out comes our Reviver. And this is why this card is fantastic. A level 2 tuner that can just flip an opponent's monster face down, and this is where the fun begins. So now we can go and special summon our Hydralander. Let's see if we can get lucky enough to mill something we can use with our Hydralander. Going to pop the Zeus there. Bye-bye, Zeus. Xeno Guitar activates. Oh, actually, we could stack one of the Adamanticators to the top of our deck next turn. Make sure we can draw something that we can use. I think probably would be a good idea. So we're going to actually use the Xeno Guitar effect, and we're going to add the Research to our hand and then put it straight to the top of our deck. So next turn, we know exactly what we're summoning. Sorry, not summoning, I mean drawing. Okay. Now we're going to activate our Fossil Fusion. We're going to go into our Skull Knight. So we're going to banish the Kaiju from our opponent's graveyard. And then we're going to banish the Xeno Guitar from our graveyard. We'll get to trigger Xeno Guitar's effect to dump a rock monster to our graveyard. And the monster we are going to dump, because we've already used Fossil Fusion, we're actually going to dump the Block Dragon. And now we can special summon Mr. Blocky himself. And our opponent knew it was all over. This deck is fantastic. I freaking love it, and I hope you guys love this deck as well. All right, guys, there you have it. The Fossil deck for the Limit 1 Festival. Let me know down in the comments below what your favorite part of the deck was. And if you do want to see more and you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss any future videos. I also have a full-powered Fossil deck that I've been using in Ranked, which is also a lot of fun. If you want to see the deck list for that and see how that one flows, make sure you let me know down below as well. So, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay spicy.